appreciate everybody for coming out, but I mean, just like Lou said, we put in a lot of work. I went through what I went through with Ortiz. I had a bad night. But everything happens for a reason. And I went back to the drawing board, just refocused myself, and came back. That's when it was. I just won another world title, and I gave that up just to have this fight, just to make this fight happen. So, and I believe it's a fight that I want. It's a fight that the fans want. I believe it's going to be another epic battle at the top of the year. So I appreciate Showtime for picking it up, and I'm just extremely focused. I'm back where I need to be, and I can't wait till the fireworks start. So we definitely going to carry off the year with something shooting exciting. But at the bottom line, this kid has to go. So we're going to make sure that happens.
Quick question for you, Lim Sadaford from Ring. This is a fight that isn't attached to a belt, and you're rewarding a guy's decision to give up a belt. Are we to understand that in the future that you'll look for fights as opposed to fights that center around so-called championships? I know Lou is always, he felt at times kind of victimized by the fact that, Sergio Martinez is the champion, but he's had to fight these, really tough fights. Will you reward the competition as opposed to the belts?
I think Showtime's strategy has been and will continue to be to get the most compelling bouts available. Sometimes those will involve belts, sometimes they won't. We evaluate the bouts on their own. We evaluate the bouts on their own, independent of the title. So quite honestly, we're sort of agnostic in that respect. We look for the most compelling matchups. We're not looking necessarily for undefeated guys against undefeated guys. We want good, compelling matchups, good, compelling personalities, good, compelling programming.
Hey, Andre, if one of the networks had said they wanted Andre Berto against Randall Bailey, which is the mandatory, would you have given up the title and looked that way instead of to go back to Ortiz?
Like I said, at the end of the day, coming off that loss, that's realistically the only fight I was focused on. So it really didn't matter how it went. It really didn't matter how it went at all. I wanted to get this fight. This is the fight I wanted. So
what do you need to do strategically to reverse the last fight?
To be realistic, I just have to have tremendous confidence, just go in there and know how to do what I know how to do at the end of the day. I had some, like a little bit of different, health difficulties during camp, but we have the right team with us now to try to keep things in order. And just strategically, everybody knows I can punch, but at the same time, we don't have to try to, continue to work on my craft or the boxing aspect, and just work on my all-around game. Just work on my all-around game, because I go in there doing what I know how to do. It should be, a real good easy night. So.
Do you think he's a little? He's coming up. He got knocked down twice in your fight, and he got knocked out by Mayweather. Whatever the circumstances, he still took a knockout loss. Do you think he's maybe a little bit softened up because of those fights?
It just depends on the person. He might come in a little shy of those punches maybe. And I believe my last fight, that's how I wanted, just to make sure that I came out hard. My last fight, just to prove everybody, that it wasn't, shy of anything, when it comes to the punches and all. I just want to get right back in there. So, so at the end of the day, it's hard to tell. I don't know what's going through his head, but I know when fight time comes, it's going to be go time. So, I'm not worried about that. I just kind of go in there and just, implement my game, use my speed, use my power, and just be a thinking fighter in there as well as, I have that dog already built in me. So just ready to go in there and go to work from the first round on.
Any kind of, I don't know if I heard this maybe from Lou or somebody, is there some kind of special drug testing in this fight compared to what there has been?
Olympic-style drug testing we will be doing.
Has that already started?
No, but it will be, I believe, just sometime next week.
Is it USADA?
It'll be the
United States Antidote.
It'll be, well, we're not, we haven't done a deal with who is going to actually do the testing. The testing will be Olympic style, it will be USADA testing.
random blood and...
It would be yes.
Why did you feel you needed that?
I feel, well, you're talking to the wrong guy, because I feel we need it across the board.
But you wanted that, right? And Ortiz was okay with it, because he went through with the Mayweather fight.
I think it should happen, period.
So does that put you at, for whatever issues or thoughts from not only the athletes but also from the fans or the press, that put everything at ease in your mind that
No, not really.
everybody's cool?
At the end of the day, you were just trying to make sure everything's on the same field of play, and I'm going to work hard, and he's going to work hard. So at the end of the day, we just want to make sure everything's on the same field.
But was it your team that broached the topic and they said okay?
Yeah.
There's an initiative being done by Margaret Goodman and Flip Hamansky and some others that make this more affordable, done the same exact way that it's done privately. So we're exploring that and assuming that is exactly what we believe it is. We're going to go that route because it's affordable, and it also makes a statement to other people for future, meaningful fights that it's now affordable. It can be done in a cost-effective manner, and there's really no economic impediment to doing it.
But do you still have to maybe deal with USADA, the organization?
No, it's they would be doing it. If we go through them, they'll make it.
It would be USADA protocols,
right,
but
exactly.
Potentially implemented by
others.
So not Tiger doing it, it would be his crew, it could be some other folks that actually...
Right, but it would be the same protocol,
okay.
and with complete medical professionals running it. But that we have, we're working on those details now. And in credit to, there was no issue on this, no arguments or whatever. We made, we wanted it. Ortiz had no problem with it. Golden Boy no problem with it, and it was not an issue.
Lou, how expensive is it?
It's very expensive if you do it through, USADA. Is my understanding, it's tens of thousands.
Yeah.
It's a fraction of that if we do it through this initiative that Margaret and Flip are proposing.
Technically, we know about your health issues from the first fight, and you obviously seem to have more going against Zabit. But in terms of your boxing, is there anything that you, without giving away too much, you would do differently against Ortiz that you wanted to do but didn't have the energy to do?
I mean, of course. I definitely use my jab a lot more. I could move around the ring. Realistically, I could have, damn near kind of used that same strategy that I came in with, but just basically just had just more energy just to push when it comes to just standing there and just just playing a counter game with him, because I felt I was a lot more faster than he was. It felt like my shots were, hurting him as soon as I hit him. But just the energy factor just wasn't there that night. So I'd be realistic. There's a lot of different ways I really can look at this fight. I can make it happen. So, we're going to work on a lot of different things. We're going to work on the box. We're going to work on the counter. We're going to work on the defense and the brawling it out. So we're going to work on a lot of different aspects. And if everything comes together like it's supposed to, she'll be a good night.
How can you put us in your body, I guess, the difference in what you were able to do, obviously hooking up with Victor, between the Berto fight, the Ortiz fight and the Zabit fight? What was the energy, what was the mentally, all of that, what was different?
Mentally, of course I was in a whole different space. Going into the first fight, realistically, it wasn't the fight that I was excited about. Realistically, I felt, that I wanted to, step in another direction into a bigger fight. It will sway me a little bit. But just going into the fight, just energy-wise, of course, we always train hard every fight. But like a lot of things we're doing, like we said, kind of old school to it. We don't really do too much of the vitamins. Before, we didn't really do any of the protein shakes. We didn't do none of that. We just worked hard. That's it. So, that's what my father taught us: just work hard. And I just feel like after some time, realistically, it does take a toll on your body. And just going into that fight, I felt I was like my body was already spent. And I just didn't have the energy like I was supposed to have. I normally did have it. I just wanted to just push all through every round. So I just had to reevaluate some things that was making content, and just the knowledge that I got from him. Just when it comes to just taking care of your body and how important like the rest factor was after you get finished. As hard as you work, you try to replenish your body back. It's just so much more that I learned, there with them, and we implemented it, and I felt a lot better the next fight.
How did it manifest itself in the fight, though, in terms of your energy against Davick and your clarity in what you're thinking?
Yeah, it's just like, just mentally. Just mentally, just knowing that I had, everything in the tank just to go hard 12 rounds. And I came out hard from the first round on because I knew that I could have went, a hard 12 rounds.
You going to work with Victor again for this fight?
Yeah.
And you work with him for Davick also, right?
Yes. Okay.
Also, how do you know the shots against Victor Ortiz, the shots that Victor landed against you, aren't what took a lot of the energy out of you? It did seem to change your whole dynamic in the ring.
Before the fight, in his dressing room, you were with the fighter a long time. I've been with him since before his first pro fight. He didn't look good. He just didn't look right. And in fact, I wasn't the only one who noticed it. Al Heyman and I, chatted. We walked out of the dressing room, we were both concerned. Because he just didn't, he looked tired, he looked flat, and that fight hadn't even started yet. And you even saw it, and he just wasn't himself that night. He looked like a different guy in the dressing room before the Davick fight.
Still a close fight.
And it was a close fight, which gives, obviously I'm pretty confident about this fight. I think he had a terrible night and still almost won. Victor, on the other hand, looked great that night. He looked great that night.
At the end of the day, I don't want to take any credit from him. He came in there and did what he had to do. And, from the first round on, he came and brought the pressure, he came and brought the heat. And just like I said, he came and got where he wanted to come and get. So, it's like at the same time, it was a learning experience for me. Went back to the old the drawing board, put some things together, reevaluate a lot of different things, and just now, of course, I feel like I'm a lot better, fighter on like a mental aspect, and I'm extremely focused, and I'm ready to go.
How about defensively? Do you think you need to change any of your tactics to avoid those big shots?
Of course, I think there's always room for improvement, especially when it comes to the defense game. Like I said, we're getting in camp, we're going to work it off, so we'll try to tighten that all up.
The fact that, like what Lou said, you weren't at your best. You knew probably like going into the ring you weren't at your best. You still had a lot of success that night. You dropped them. You had them in trouble a couple other times. Now knowing that you'll be that much better, how much confidence does that give you going into the fight?
It's a lot of confidence. Just knowing that I wasn't, just at my best, mentally as well as physically. But we still had a hell of a fight. I still hurt him a few times, in the fight. I felt I let him off the hook in the 6th round. But like this time, I believe that everything is going to come across like it needs to come across. Like I said, we're focused. I'm feeling strong already. Feeling healthy, and we got a tremendous camp set up. So come fight time, it's really isn't going to be any worries about anything else. And I believe that's another thing as well. I believe like a lot of fighters to a point. Once we start off in this pro game, man, it's like it's something that we do. We fight, and we have fun doing it. And just going through a lot of the craziness that I went through, the criticism I went through, just going up and through my career, and just the fact that just knowing that I wasn't physically at my best, and everything just played a mental game with me. I think that just the criticism aspect of things, just me just knowing that I had to perform at a certain level. Every time I step in there, it's high expectations, and I think everything has played a part. But now it's like, okay, I went through my loss, I took it like a man, I came back. I won another world title, but nothing else matters. I don't care what people say. I don't care what critics say. I just want to go in there and fight. I gave this title up just to have this fight. I don't care about anything else. Just go in there and do what I know how to do. So.